All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you're ready for another deep dive with us today.
Definitely. Looking forward to it.
It's always so fun to unpack these kind of unique cultural things. And I think we found a really good one today.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
So we're going to be taking a look at this Italian tradition called Pasquetta. It's basically a big picnic that happens on Easter Monday. I'd never heard of it before.
Me neither.
But from what I've been reading, it just sounds delightful.
Sounds right up our alley then.
Totally. And our sources for today are really interesting. We've got a couple articles that talk about all the different foods and customs associated with Pasquetta. And then we've also got this fascinating piece about a specific ingredient that apparently is a real staple at these picnics.
Oh, cool. I'm always up for a new culinary discovery.
Me too.
Hmm.
So the mission for today, I think, is to really understand not just what people eat during Pasquetta, but also what the whole tradition is all about. Like, what's the cultural significance? Why is it so important to Italians? And of course, we've got to figure out what makes this special ingredient so special.
Right. Sounds like a plan. Let's dig in.
Okay, so first things first. What exactly is Pasquetta?
Well, the name literally translates to Little Easter, which is kind of cute.
I like that.
And it's celebrated the day after Easter Sunday. It seems like the main idea is to have a day of pure fun and relaxation after all the more, I guess, serious religious observances of Easter.
Oh, I see. So it's like a way to unwind and kind of shift the mood.
Exactly. And, spring has sprung. Everyone's feeling good. It's a time for joy and being outdoors. One of the sources mentions how Pasquetta is really connected to this whole idea of spring as a time of rebirth and celebration. Makes sense, right? You've got that fresh air, the flowers are blooming, the weather is hopefully getting nicer. It just feels like a natural time to want to be outside and celebrate with people you love.
Yeah, I can definitely picture that. And speaking of celebrating, let's talk about the food. Yeah. Because obviously, no Italian gathering would be complete without an amazing spread.
You're telling me.
So what are we looking at here? What makes a Pasquetta picnic? Well, a Pasquetta picnic.
So the interesting thing is, it doesn't sound like it's about being super fancy or elaborate. It's more about simple, homemade food that really showcases the best of what's in season.
Okay, so like, what kind of things? Give me some examples.
Well, first off, you've got to have good bread, like really good, crusty Italian bread, maybe even homemade if you're feeling ambitious.
That sounds amazing.
Right. And then there's usually a selection of cured meats and cheeses, prosciutto, salami, all those good things. And the cheeses are often local specialties, so it's a chance to really experience the regional flavors of Italy.
Oh, I love that. It's like a little culinary tour of Italy, all on one picnic blanket.
Exactly. And then to round things out, you might have some savory pies or frittatas, things that are easy to transport and share. Perfect picnic food, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hearty and satisfying. It's all starting to sound really good.
Right. And what's cool is that a lot of the dishes actually highlight those spring vegetables we were talking about before, like asparagus, broad beans, artichokes. Simple preparations that let the fresh flavors of the season shine through.
Yeah. It really is all about that connection to nature and the changing seasons, isn't it? It's not just about eating. It's about experiencing the best of what spring has to offer.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the food either, right? It's about the whole experience of being together, sharing a meal, enjoying each other's company. One of the sources even mentioned bringing along games or activities to add to the fun, like a deck of cards or a frisbee or something like that.
Oh, that's cute. It really does sound like a day that's all about slowing down, relaxing, and just enjoying those simple pleasures.
Totally. And I think that's what makes Pasquetta so special. It's a chance to step back from the busyness of everyday life and really appreciate the things that matter most. Good food, good company, and the beauty of the natural world.
I love that. Okay, so we've got the setting, we've got the vibe, we've got the food, but there's one more thing we need to talk about. That special ingredient.
Oh, right. Strawberry mostarda. This sounds intriguing.
I know. So have you ever had mostarda before?
I can't say I have.
Okay, so imagine like a chutney or a relish, but with a bit of a kick.
Interesting.
It's made with fruit, in this case, strawberries, and then usually some kind of mustard or mustard oil is added in, which gives it that spicy edge.
Oh, so it's sweet and spicy.
Exactly. One of our sources described it as this delightful sweet and tangy sauce. Like, it's not overly sweet, and it's not super spicy either. It's more about that balance. The sweetness of the strawberries combined with just a hint of warmth from the mustard. And apparently it goes amazingly well with cheese and cured meats. Just imagine, you've got this salty, rich cheese, and you add a little dollop of this bright, fruity, slightly spicy mostarda. It's like this explosion of flavor in your mouth.
Wow, that does sound pretty amazing. I can see why it's a Pasquetta staple.
Right. And the cool thing is, it's super versatile. It's
Yeah.
not just for cheese boards. You can use it in all sorts of ways. Like you could spread it on creamy cheeses or add it to marinades for grilled meats or even whisk it with olive oil to make a salad dressing.
That's impressive. So many possibilities.
I know. It's like this little secret weapon that can elevate any dish and give it that authentic Italian flair.
And what I really appreciate is that it's made with all natural ingredients. It's just fruit, sugar, and mustard, nothing artificial or processed, which fits perfectly with that whole Pasquetta vibe of simplicity and celebrating fresh, seasonal flavors.
Yeah, for sure. It's like this little taste of Italian tradition all packed into one delicious jar.
I love it. Okay, so I'm convinced. I need to try this strawberry mostarda.
Me too. I'm adding it to my shopping list as
Then,
we speak.
so as we wrap up our deep dive into Pasquetta, it's clear that this is so much more than just a picnic. It's a celebration of Italian culture, of family and friends, of simple pleasures, and of course, of amazing food.
Definitely. It's about taking time to connect with nature, with loved ones, and with those delicious seasonal flavors that make spring so special.
And for you, dear listener, I think the takeaway here is that sometimes the most meaningful experiences are the ones that are rooted in simplicity and tradition. Whether it's an Italian Easter Monday picnic or your own unique way of celebrating the changing seasons, it's about finding those moments of joy and connection that make life so rich.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And it makes me think, we often talk about the importance of flavor combinations in food, but what about in life? How can we, like the Italians with Pasquetta, create experiences that blend different elements, tradition, nature, food, togetherness, to create something truly special and memorable? Something to think about, maybe.
Food for thought indeed.
All right, well, that about wraps it up for our deep dive into Pasquetta. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, happy exploring.